Namaskar, I am Dr. Bela Sharma, Additional Director, Internal Medicine, Fortis Memorial Research Institute, Gurgaon. I am heading the Department of Preventive Health Care and Lifestyle Medicine, which is called Health for You. I am going to talk about geriatric health care, which is care of the elderly. Whether you are an elderly person or you are caring for an old person, this is for all of us. Obesity in elderly. Now, obesity doesn't happen overnight. Again, this is something which has happened over a period of time, but it becomes more pronounced as you grow older, because then you feel you cannot do much about it. You're not able to exercise much, you're not able to control your diet much, and you're not able to reduce weight the way you were able to when you were young. So right from the beginning, try to control, try to exercise, try to make sure that you maintain a normal, healthy lifestyle, because obesity comes with a number of other problems like diabetes, high blood pressure, and osteoporosis. What is osteoporosis? When your bones become brittle and fragile. We talked about it earlier. We talked about bone health. We talked about falls. And a person with osteoporosis is prone to falls. Even a small injury can give rise to fall, can give rise to fracture, and that fracture will take a very long time to heal. And once there's a fracture, a person is bedridden, there would be a number of other issues. Parkinson's is something we have all heard about, we are all scared of. But again, initial symptoms, if they are diagnosed, can be controlled, and Parkinson's is also something which may not be cured, but which can be managed. So any symptoms like mild tremors in the hands, when you're walking, if you're not able to walk properly, if your handwriting is changing, then if the other person is telling you your facial expressions are becoming less, masked face we say, please consult your physician, your neurologist, start medication. We may be able to control your symptoms. Rashes in elderly, because skin again becomes slightly fragile. A small injury can give rise to a rash. Even sometimes, dry skin, people scratch and there would be a rash. But again, rashes may be sign of something else. There could be a blood dyscrasia, there could be a blood problem, which would give rise to a rash. Any rash which is not healing, any rash which is persisting, whether there is itching or not, please consult. It could be a sign of something maybe more serious. Then seizures. Seizures in the elderly again may be caused because of a cerebrovascular accident or a stroke. Sometimes a stroke may just present as a seizure, as a single seizure. But seizure could also be because of an infection in the brain, infection in the meninges which is around the brain, or an electrolyte imbalance. I will talk about electrolytes later. We have not come to that. That will be another session. Shingles. Those of you who have not taken shingles vaccine, I would request, please do. It is one of the most painful conditions that can happen. Not only that, even after a person recovers, the pain may continue for months and sometimes even years. People who have had chickenpox in childhood are more at risk. So please take shingles vaccine. There are 2 doses which need to be taken. After that, a person becomes immune. Those of you who have had chicken pox should take. Those of you who have not, they should also. Everyone above the age of 50 should take shingles vaccine. There are certain sleep disorders. We talked about insomnia, the other extreme, where a person is sleepy all the time. Again, this could also be sign of either an infection or an impending stroke. Why should a person be sleepy all the time? This could also be a sign of an electrolyte imbalance. Why am I talking about electrolytes at this stage? Because there is a tendency of elderly people to decrease their salt intake or to decrease their sodium intake. Sodium-free salt has become very popular nowadays. People are going for low sodium salt or no sodium salt. There is no sodium salt per se, because sodium is replaced with potassium to some extent. Please do not go for low sodium salt. Sodium is very, very important for the brain health. Decrease your salt intake a little bit if you want, but don't go for no salt diet, because salt is important for the brain. If salt content of the body becomes very low, a person may become drowsy, a person may start behaving irrelevantly, person may even have seizures, and person may even slip into coma. So salt is very, very important. Electrolytes are very, very important. Urine infection in the elderly, whether women or men, is very important. Urine infection may be asymptomatic. There are times when we get during routine health check, we do urine examination and we find that there is an infection, and the person will say, I do not have any symptoms. But this urine infection can travel up to the kidneys and even may cause septicemia, which becomes very serious. So regular urine examination during health check or even otherwise. Maintain personal hygiene, and like I said earlier, intake of sufficient amount of water. There are certain medicines which make a person prone to urine infections. If you are taking any of those medicines, please be careful, and like I said again and again, maintain your personal hygiene. Vertigo is something a lot of elderly people talk about. Giddiness. When I get up, I feel the whole room is, roaming around me. Or when I get up, my head seems to be spinning. So, vertigo is a symptom. Again, vertigo per se may not be serious unless, of course, a person falls down and hurts themselves, but could be a sign of something more serious. Vertigo could happen because of, again, high blood pressure, because of maybe the blood sugar is very high, maybe the person has a problem in the ear, or the person has a tumor in the brain. We would not know unless we start investigating. If a person comes with vertigo, please don't just give them a tablet to treat that vertigo. Investigate, and it's only after everything has been ruled out, then we can just give them a pill and tell them to rest. Thyroid is a very important organ in our body. It's over here. Again, it is associated with the metabolism. Both functioning less and functioning more of thyroid are important. In the elderly, normally we see hypothyroidism. There is a misconception that if a person gains weight, then they develop hypothyroidism. I always say it is the other way around. Thyroid is doing its job, but if your metabolism is slow, if a person is not doing enough exercise, or if a person is not doing that physical work, thyroid will become insufficient. However, if there is thyroid insufficiency, we need to investigate. Look for any swelling over here. If you have any difficulty in swallowing, get your thyroid tests done. On the other hand, if a person is becoming a little hyperactive, if the heart rate is becoming more, it could again be a sign of hyperfunctioning of the thyroid. Like I said, both of them are serious conditions. Again, in elderly, at times there may not be any symptoms, and in earlier stages, there may not be any problem. So, regular health checks to see for the functioning of thyroid is very, very important. Don't wait for the time when the thyroid becomes enlarged or when the thyroid functions so deranged that we need to take drastic measures. With tea, another thing that comes to my mind is throat. Especially if a person has been a smoker or the person has been chewing tobacco, throat cancer is very important. Pain in throat, difficulty in swallowing, constant pain needs to be taken care of. It could be just a throat infection, but again, unless we check, we will not get to know. I am coming to the end of my alphabet now. Take care of yourselves, take care of your elderly at home. Jai Hind.